Every day at the end of our work day, we'd take an hour and just work on whatever skill I wanted to. One of my favorite questions that I got out there was, what do you want to learn today? That's something you don't get from a lot of people. It's something I really appreciated them asking. It was always just, any free time, what do you want to learn right now? What do you want to practice? And made me a lot better physical therapist for sure.
It's the first time that I lived independently abroad, not in the United States. I'd lived in Boston, obviously, by myself in a dorm without my parents around for a whole year, but living in Shanghai was totally different. You had to grow up really fast. I did a lot of growing up, so it was a lot of fun though. A lot to take care of, especially when you're not speaking Chinese.
There's a lot that I'm able to do on co-op that I don't think I would have an opportunity to do in class. To be able to work in a very small team in India, away from the classroom, and be out there on the fields every day teaching kids baseball, that's not something that you can do on campus. It really is rewarding to know that I can come back here and feel like this is really my niche, this is my zone. It's incredibly rewarding, and I try not to take it for granted.
In journalism, at times, you're asked to report on things you don't know anything about. You learn to talk to the right people at the right time and on deadline, which is very important. You learn to just become comfortable with your surroundings. You have to adapt, which is something that taught me. And now you come back to Boston, and if my editor says, go report on this fire or this murder, some things seem a bit more easy than reporting on a protest in a township where people didn't speak my language and didn't even understand me at times. Yeah.
We learned about TJ Exit in the business school as freshmen, so I went in saying, I want to work for the company. What can I do? Who can I meet? Okay, this is the person I need to know. I have to get in good graces with her, and once that happens, and it's an honest and it's an open relationship, the determination really gave me the confidence to go forth and make my third co-op happen.
When I first entered university, I didn't really expect to be so involved in research. I thought I would just major in a science and then apply directly to medical school. So yeah, looking back, it's really kind of astounding how invested I've been in research.
Before I came here, my experience was limited to, I worked on a golf course and I picked tobacco, so I didn't even really know what engineering was. I just knew my guidance counselor was like, you're good at math and physics, try engineering. So when I got here, I knew I liked space and planes, so I was like, okay, aerospace engineering. I mean, there's not really any deep-seated thing that I wanted to do. I just kind of winged it, and pun intended, but I just kind of winged it, and I've kind of, I haven't strayed from the aerospace, so I really liked it.
One thing that surprised me was I thought I knew what I wanted to do after graduation. I thought, I want to go to a big company and work on this specific field. And I kind of had that experience on my co-op, and I realized, that's not for me. I actually preferred this other co-op where I was working at a smaller company in a smaller setting. So that definitely had a huge impact on my career after college too.
I definitely think that coming to Northeastern was the right choice for me, and I can't imagine having gone anywhere else. The co-op program in particular really has helped me understand, even though I may not want to go directly for a job, it really has helped me understand what I want to do post-graduation, and I just don't think that I could have found that much insight at another college.
When I'm looking for a job or co-op experience, I want to be like one of the dumbest people there so I can learn from everyone around me. And I got to work at both of these places surrounded by ridiculously smart full-time employees, and also work on projects that are on different scales of stuff you can work in the classroom. Typically in the classroom you might be coding maybe 10 to 20 hours a week, but I was coding every day, 7-8 hours a day, and I was working on existing code bases or stuff from scratch that you usually won't deal with in that scale in the classroom, so that was awesome for me.
If I hadn't done my co-op in Serbia, I would have never thought that I would have gone into the field of international criminal law. I was more interested in just research and conflict analysis at first, but working on the cases directly, seeing the impact that they had on society and the justice that it provided for the victims, changed my career path.
I like to think of co-op as a metaphorical bridge. So the classroom provides all the foundations, all the support for the concepts you need in life. But it isn't until you cross over that metaphorical bridge into reality and the working world, where you can use those concepts you've learned to really apply them for yourself and to really take on the world in your own way.
During my third co-op at the University of North Carolina, I was actually able to do my own research project. So closer to the end of my co-op, I talked with my boss and he allowed me to sort of branch out on my own and figure out my own thing. So I got to do an entire experiment down there, and I brought all my samples that I collected down there up to Northeastern, and I'm currently doing an honors senior thesis with that experiment that I had gotten to do on my own.
All I was just looking for was just one employer to give me a chance, and Transamerica, took that chance, and I, made sure that they didn't make a mistake in selecting me for their co-op position, and that's primarily why I'm winning this award is because of that, my time spent there, and the effort that I made to really excel, because I really wanted to prove that I was a different person than I was before.
When I was working for the International Organization for Migration in Cambodia, it was a very small office and relatively understaffed, and when I was there was an emergency that was happening, and I was able to travel with them and really be on the ground in places that my boss couldn't be. If he needed to stay in the office, I could go to the border, and I definitely think that was helpful at such a crisis time.